just 5 days before all these millionaires in Congress are going back to their districts to give speeches on Memorial Day about how much they appreciate the services of folks in the military, they passed a law, the VA Mission Act, that puts the Veterans Administration on a path towards privatization. And it's just going to be undermining health care for veterans. The act funnels money into the private provision of health care that was previously done by the Veterans Administration. And it creates a for-profit corporate-style commission that will decide which VA centers to close. And this thing was totally bipartisan. There were only 5 senators who voted against this thing. And our senators from Washington State, Maria Cantwell and Patty Murray, were not among that number. They voted for it. Well, I'm a veteran myself. I mean, and I have really, since I got out of the military, I've opposed every war because it's a incredible waste of life and people come back so damaged from these wars. And it's really outrageous that when they come back with all these injuries like post-traumatic stress syndrome and traumatic brain injury and military sexual assault and everything else, that the Congress decides to go for a privatized system and throw them under the bus because they're supporting corporate profits over health care for veterans. Well, the VA specializes in the kind of health care that veterans need when they return from war. All those conditions I described earlier are something that VA workers and staff and nurses and doctors have a lot of experience treating. And when they're shunted off into the private sector facilities that don't have experience in those kinds of conditions, the health care will be much worse for them, right? And the federal workers that provide that care really care about veterans. And 120,000 of them are veterans themselves. All the federal workers have been under attack by the Trump administration, which really wants to undermine their union rights and make it much easier to fire them. But these workers need those union protections because without them, they can't raise concerns about the quality of care for veterans at the VA because they would be retaliated against. So it's really important for all of us to support their rights to have a union. And really, if they want to fix the VA, the first thing they should do is fill the 49,000 staff vacancies that are in the VA throughout the country. Do that first before you even don't even talk to me about privatization, right? And then, you know, a lot of people do say there's a bad bureaucracy in the VA. It's huge. And it could work a lot better. And I'm sure the staff there agree with that. And if you wanted to make the VA run more efficiently, talk to the frontline workers who deliver good care to veterans despite all the bureaucratic obstacles. Really, the VA staff themselves and the veterans should be the one driving positive change in the VA. And I really think that this VA Mission Act is going in a totally wrong direction. And I think we should tell the current crop of millionaires in Congress that they got to repeal the VA Mission Act. They got to fill those vacancies, and they got to stop attacking the VA.